Even when you think I'm angry, it's true with myself a while. But in between you and me,
What's up? Welcome to the Reach Podcast Show with your host, LeVar Ellis, which is myself. As you can see, we are ready for another amazing show. We have our guests here on the screen, and we're going to go ahead and bring you guys in, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. Welcome back. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, this is the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis, where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners. As you can see, we have someone here live in the studio. First of all, I want to say, man, I miss you guys. Had to take off a few weeks, and we started up another show. It's amazing things going on with that. But I hope everybody's paying attention to that mental health and wellness, and I hope you guys are building your story and creating your story and doing the things that you need to do. And if you ever want to tell it and talk about it, man, reach out to the Reach Podcast Show. DM us, email us at the Reach Podcast Show at gmail.com, and we can talk about it. We definitely want to get connected with as many individuals as we can, and keep telling these amazing stories, man, and reach out to the community as much as we can. But I'd like to welcome my man, SNATER George, to the show, man. Appreciate you being here, brother. All right. Absolutely. We're going to get into what he has going on and the things that he's doing here in the community. But first, we want to just take a second and just tap in with everybody. Big shouts out to you. I see you, Juanita. What's up, baby? We appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. Everybody that's on Facebook, everybody that's on Instagram, everybody that's on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, the follow button, whatever you need to do. We appreciate you guys being part of the show with everything that we do from week to week. We are back. We're going to also be back next week. We have an amazing guest coming to us next week. We'll definitely be talking more about that as well. But big shouts out to Mom, Sherelle Webb. I see you guys tuning in. Just share the live, share the story from Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And we're going to get this show rolling. So first thing I like to do, as you guys know, I like to recognize all of the show sponsors, man. So we want to highlight a few people that have been down with the Reach Podcast Show from the very beginning. We are embarking upon a third year, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's amazing within itself, embarking upon a third year of doing what we do and just steady bringing these wonderful stories from everybody in the community. But the show sponsor part that I like to talk about is all of the businesses that have collaborated and that are just showing love and want to be part of what we're doing to keep it going. So first off, as far as show sponsor, the show is powered none other than Dad Chronicles. That's my 501c3. We reach out to the community. We're helping our young kings and our young queens establish their lives as early in life as they can and the goals and the missions that they're trying to accomplish. I like to call it exposing and imposing opportunities. And what that means is giving them options that they might not have thought about, experienced, had the chance to embark upon, and then also giving them those opportunities like in real life and actually imposing those opportunities on them. Because one thing about it, if you've never tried something, you might not know if you like it or not. So we want to impose a little bit too, just giving them the opportunity to see what it may be like. So anytime you are presented with an opportunity, just make the best of it, and we impose critical thinking because we want everybody to understand the dynamics of critical thinking. And so we teach that through our chess club. And so whenever you see this logo, just know that is the nonprofit Dad Chronicles. And we want you guys to stay connected with us. The other company that we want to talk about is big shouts out to my man, Mr. Tibbs, the amazing Mr. Tibbs over at We Break Purpose Radio and everything that they're doing. Thank you, sweetheart. Man, none other than Diamond Fit. We're going to talk about him in just a second. Big shouts out to everybody tuning in on IG. So We Break Purpose Radio is a inspirational and gospel platform that is giving you nothing but good vibes, nothing but good music. And for those who might be a little bit skeptical, I dare you to go tap into to Google Play Store and also the IG. I don't know if it's called Play Store. I don't have an iPhone, so whatever you do, iTunes, I guess is what it is. And download the app, man, and fill out the survey after you've listened to it for a little while. Fill out the survey. But if you see WBP Radio, it's called We Break Purpose Radio. And you can also check them out at the website that you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So big shout out to my man, Mr. Tibbs, man. We're going out to Atlanta in January for a big DJ convention that we got. So big shouts out to WBP Radio, man. So we appreciate you guys being part of what we're doing over here at the Reach Podcast Show. Next, we definitely have to send a big shout out to Diamond Fit Nutrition Club. You already know this is basically the main hub for the Reach Podcast Show. We are here pretty much every week, unless you have a business or an organization where we're doing some type of on-site deal with you guys. But this is where we'll be every Thursday, 10:30 to noon. So you can just pull up on us, man. You can come get you some nutritional drinks. Come check out the spot. And as you can see, she was just handing me a drink. So we got new logo too. Look at the logo that's up on the screen, and then look at the cups. You got new logos. Let me take this old one down. Man, big shouts out to what she's doing over here, the CEO, Miss Tawana Lewis. Basically call her my little sister, man. She is doing some amazing things. So come and support Black business. Come and get your healthy nutrition drinks and smoothies, and check out everything that they're doing. Follow them on IG. You see the information up on the screen right now. So all you got to do is go smash the follow button, Diamond Fit Nutrition, and you'll get connected with them. So with that being said, I thank her so very much for allowing this show to be housed here for the most part. And then moving on to another company is, I got to give my boys a big shout out, man. It's the Black Store. And we had an amazing year in 2021, developed a lot of things, created a lot of things with them, and they are still rocking and rolling and doing some things over in the community that may be being seen, but are not necessarily seen. And we're going to play this video, and we're going to have a new one coming, because coming into 2022, we're definitely going to keep that partnership with the Black Store going strong.
If you haven't been to the Black Store Beauty Supply Experience, this is a personal invitation to come experience the best customer service at a beauty supply store. Bringing you all the beauty brands that you know and love, but most importantly, we support more than 70 local Black-owned brands in the state of Texas and Louisiana. It's like having access to a Black-owned pop-up shop 7 days a week. For the ladies who love to pamper themselves, please come experience our nail salon and spa. For the fellas, y'all can look forward to a barbershop coming soon. We'll have our own personal man cave back here. And for those who have a thing for agriculture, we definitely want you to come visit our backyard where you can find our community garden. Thanks for tuning in to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis. Y'all enjoy this great content.
Yes. So if you ever visit the Black Store right at the corner of Cullen and Belfort, 8616 Cullen as they stated, just let them know the Reach Podcast Show sent you, man. Go experience everything they got going on. That was a brief video of the setup of the store, but man, it has grown and it's developed even more since we created that video. So we definitely want you guys to go and check them out. Next, I'd like to show love to my family, man. It's a new spot we've moved to create some more experiences and more memories, but also you guys can take advantage of that too. And it's none other than Honey Beyond Studio. So anytime you need an event space or you're trying to find somewhere to host any type of event that you have, whether it's wedding, reception, party, convention, anything that you're doing, go and check out Honey Beyond Studios, get a tour of the place, and I promise you won't be disappointed. And let them know, again, the Reach Podcast Show sent you. We're just making new connections and finding out new places to go and new people to collaborate with. And of course, telling each and every person's story, because that's what it's all about. The one thing that we got to remember is we got to tell our stories, man, because you might motivate somebody, you might inspire somebody, you might encourage somebody, you might help somebody pull through. You just never know what your story is going to do for the next person. So that's what the Reach Podcast Show is all about. We're telling these stories and we're getting connected. And look, man, I could go on and on and on. So I'll just send out shouts out to Restore Cryotherapy in Sugar Land. Big shouts out to them. Big shouts out to Candace Joseph and the Joseph Consulting Firm for creating ideas in business and allowing people to get connected with them. Let's see. We got a couple other stories. I mean, I can't remember everybody. And of course, got to send a big shout out to the World Youth Foundation because they are a strong support system in everything that I have going on. But we can go on and on and on, but I had to highlight a few of those people and mention the other ones, man. So if you want to be a partner, if you want to get your promotions on for your business, your organization, again, DM us at the Reach Podcast Show on IG and on Facebook, or you can email us at the Reach Podcast Show at gmail.com. And we can get set for 2022 because we have some amazing things moving forward, man. So, SNATER, man, we're going to get to you. So a couple other announcements. The other thing I'd also like to say, too, before I move on, is check out the new podcast show that we are running. It's about mental health and wellness. Big shouts out to my partners in that, Ms. Dr. P and David Manning. We're doing some amazing things with that podcast, and it's every Thursday evening. So want to put up a shot of us. This is the Mind Matters podcast show. Our catch line and tagline is check the mind, it matters. And so we got check your DM. Everybody's in the DMs. So anytime you see this logo, you know that's us. We are talking everything mental health and wellness on this show, and we want you guys to tune in. And we are going live weekly at 6:30 p.m. every Thursday evening. And you can also follow us on social media at The Mind Matters, and then also email us at the email address that you see flowing at the bottom of the screen. So again, the Mind Matters podcast show. It's our new podcast. It's talking everything about mental health and wellness, and we want you guys to check it out. So we're doing some amazing things. So that's something new that we started for 2021, and we're looking to take it to a whole nother level in 2022, man. So we appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to that those segments. So hopefully we got as many people tagged in that we can right now. Big shouts out to Raven. She said I didn't get the memo. Guess what, Raven? Nobody got the memo. My man was blessed to take part of the day off yesterday and told me he was off today. So I was like, look, let's do it. You know, that's how we rocking out, man. You know, it's certain things that just happen, and we've been talking about it. I wasn't gonna do a show today, you know, for the holidays. Big shouts out to my man E in the building, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. My man is in the building, man, so I appreciate all my fellas that are here in the audience. We're going to talk about them a little bit more here in a minute. But, Raven, we see you, baby. I appreciate you tuning in, and we're going to get into the show. We're going to get into the story of our man, SNATER George, and talk about what he has going on. But first off, man, slide over, SNATER, and just display some of this art you got here in the building and just on display. And, you know, if you want to talk about those pieces, we can start with that, and then we'll get into, you know, who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah, I wanted to bring a few pieces that's like supporting the direction of where I'm going with my art right now and the message that I'm wanting to communicate to the community right now. So, I mean, a lot of you may know me from being at the O2 Lounge on Thursdays.
That's tonight.
Yep.
What time? We need to be there.
Y'all get there about 8 if you're trying to beat that traffic jam because it get packed in there. You know, Miriam is there singing live and everything. I'm on the patio with DJ Incredible, you know, another one of those keto consultant joints and everything. So it's always an experience, and I'm going to bring the art to you. It's the holidays, and you need something for your walls anyway. I know they naked. Put some clothes on.
Absolutely. Look, this is what we're going to do.
Walls.
This is what we're going to do. We're gonna drop a little something for everybody to kind of understand that little vibe right there.
I put in work. Bitch, I'm feeling some birds. I'm on the gas. You smoke dirt. Hey, I put in work. I make it work.
Yeah. Just a little something real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, man.
Got that on Thursdays. I have work at the Houston Museum of African American Culture. I'm a big supporter of that museum in the community. You can always go down there and see my work. Anytime that there's any type of community events that are taking place, I promote that on my page. So if y'all not following me yet on Instagram, Gmatics Art is the name. That's GMADIXX as in dog, IXX Art. Gmatics Art. Facebook, on Instagram, my website, gmatixart.com.
Catch it at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you can go there anytime that there's any different events that I'm a part of. I will promote it there on my page. You can always go to Hardy and Nance Studios. I'm with Visionary Grind Art, so I make a lot of moves with them, and we do a lot of things in the community for kids as well, young inspiring artists that maybe don't have any direction. We do different drives for supplies for them and everything. So y'all check us out. It's a lot that we got going on out there.
Absolutely.
But as far as the work that I brought with me, I got this piece that I did called From the Bricks to the Stage. That one was devoted to, you know, different individuals that study ballet and things of that nature. That one is at the Houston Museum right now.
Okay.
After I did that one, I wanted to do something that gave homage to urban dancers as well, because I feel like they don't get as much credit as people that are on the stage, but their dance is taken to the stage too.
Yeah.
So I did this one called The Art of Dance, you know, and I wanted to really give homage to that. And then I did it in a manner so that it still complements with how ballet and everything is incorporated with that. So that's why it's a toe touch.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know?
That's dope. So imagine him not having on those Nikes, but those what do you call them shoes? I don't know, ballet shoes.
Yeah, you know, they got them little wooden tips up in there, so their feet is all messed up from doing that so much. But I'm pretty sure people that dance like this, they had a certain damages.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one is inspired another piece that I'm gonna do that's devoted to people that dance in the skates and everything.
Okay.
We just had an event at another club where we just had people that just know how to skate, that do all the tricks and everything.
Yeah.
So it's really inspired from that, and that's something we're gonna start doing every month.
Okay.
At Mr. X Lounge. So if y'all haven't been there, that's another keto spot. Gonna do that once a month. Y'all come out there. We're not renting skates. So this is for people that already know how to do it.
Got their
you
stuff.
know, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a nice little vibe and everything.
That's what's up.
So this next piece that I brought with the lady with the fro.
Yeah.
This is
I'll hold it for you.
Yeah, this one is it's called Cosmic Energy. That's what I feel like my Black women bring to the fold. So I have a whole series of works that I'm doing where the energy is infused in the hair of the woman. So my first one, shout out to Raven. She snatched that. She was looking at that.
Ray.
Working on it.
Yeah.
She was like,
gotta have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, well, let me put some more out there and everything and see how it gravitates. So this is the second rendition of that series. This one glows in the UV light also. The one that Raven got glows in the UV light. You can't get it, but you can see what she got.
Yeah.
You can see.
Yeah.
You know, on my page, on my website and everything. So
yeah. Hey, got a shout out to our girl, man. Miss Siobhan Jones. What's up, baby? I'm glad you tuned in. I ain't talked to you in a while, man. I hope everything is well. And you one of our favorite ladies, man. She say two of our favorite guys, man.
Yeah, I know
Sweet
her.
James Jones.
I know
Siobhan.
Siobhan.
Yeah, Siobhan is
right
dope,
there.
bro. For real. What's up, girl? So, Raven, I see you still listening. You heard the message. But yeah, we in here doing our thing right now. So what's up, Siobhan? What's up, Raven?
All right, so yeah, that's that piece. And then the last one back here, you know, at the same time that I do my own art, I try to open up the platform for other young artists coming behind.
You slide.
So what I try to teach other artists is that, you know, it's a lot of different artists that are out there, but you want to have something that you're known for. So this has been inspired by the niche that I want to create for myself. From painting in these clubs and being around different people that like smoking cigars, I came up with doing a series that's devoted for that. So these pieces are for anybody that you want to put up in your spot or your club, your bar, anything like that. And I'm like, you know, it's not a one or two piece for me. I know a lot of people have done different cigar paintings or with a drink, and it may be a one-off. This is my series. This is what I want to be known for doing. You looking for something like this, you trying to find something unique, I'm the man to come to find it. So this is one that I did. It's called Distinguished Selection. Some of you who follow me on my page, I know Siobhan does and everything. Y'all may have remembered when I did a poll on Facebook asking people what was their favorite cigar to smoke.
That's what's up.
So from that, I created this piece. I built the canvas. You know, I created everything from scratch. So it's called Distinguished Selection because these were your distinguished selections.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know a lot of people used to comment about Sweet Lips and they've been in his spot and everything and Perdomo. And I mean, this is what you told me that you like. As you can see, I still have the piece.
Already.
It hasn't been purchased yet. So I'm like, I need you to go and get this.
Yeah.
I'm not attached to my work. I'd rather be on your wall than mine.
Yeah.
You know, so come and get it. I'm about to do a part 2. We're going to roll into a new year and everything. So I got to keep new work rolling in. So that's one of the things that I'm working on this year. I'm planning on having a couple of solo shows. There's a number of different events that are coming up that I'm trying to get my work into. I heard the Proper Studio just opened up commissions. I'm trying to submit there. B-Song has something going on with Prairie View at the Northwest Campus. I've already done that once before. I intend to submit again. So I mean, y'all just keep your eyes out for what I got coming up, man. I mean, I'm very devoted to this. I was born with a gift.
Yeah. So look, let's not get too far off. Let's hit rewind a little bit. Yeah. Let me hit rewind real quick, and let's talk about SNATER George the man. Who is he? You know, give us a little bit about your background, man. Where you from? You know, tell us a little bit about SNATER George.
Well, I grew up in Missouri City, but a lot of people don't know I'm originally from Sunnyside.
Yep.
You know, that's where I'm originally from. Went to Elkins High School, so, you know, a lot of fellow graduates know me from there.
So native Houstonian.
Native Houstonian.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I went to Prairie View for a little bit. Then I went to U of H, and I ended up finishing my degree at American Intercontinental University.
Yeah. That's what's up. And so, what's the story? Like, did you go to college? What made you get into Siobhan say Mo City? What made you kind of transition into art? Do you remember what the little moment was for you where you started painting? Did you do it as a kid? And, you know, how did you get into the painting?
Yeah, I mean, well, the painting aspect is like I was at a certain point, I was drawing and sketching for a little bit, and I wanted to do things on a larger scale. I wanted to make some real money with what I created. So, I mean, I just picked up a paintbrush. I've never been taught or anything. Everything was just markers from the start.
Okay.
I mean, my first painting that I did, somebody reached out to me on Instagram and wanted to buy it.
Wow.
I had no idea how I wanted to sell the work. I don't know if I undercharged or overcharged or anything like that. I was just jumping in the pool. I didn't know if it was going to be cold or warm. You know, I just was like, see how it goes. But then after that, you know, everybody just started asking me, well, can you do this? I'm like, I don't know until I've done it.
Right.
You know, so, I mean, and that's how it would go. People would always ask me to try this. I've painted on shoes. I've painted on purses, on clothes, jackets. I'm like, I didn't know I could do it.
Anything's a canvas view.
Anything.
Gotcha. And I was about to say body too. I've seen you at a couple events where you do the body painting. Another thing I like to push too is the how long have you been doing the live painting at events, man?
Man, I started doing that with Keto when they had Davenport open. So if y'all was coming to Unwind Mondays at Davenport, that's when I started that. Shout out to Keto Gentry, you know, for opening up that platform for me and everything. So since then, it's been like maybe 5 years.
Okay. And big shouts out to Keto, man. Keto has done a lot of events, and OG in the game about promoting and stuff like that. So, and I definitely remember those Mondays at Davenport. That's been a minute. You're definitely doing it for a minute. So with your style, do you consider yourself in a certain category, or you just do what you do and whatever you feeling?
Well, I put myself in a certain category amongst artists that are doing this, but as far as the type of work that I do, I would consider myself more of a figurative artist.
Okay.
I'm still trying to venture into abstract work and more modern type of feel in my pieces, but it still comes out, you know, a little bit more literal and everything. So I try to use that to communicate messages,
right?
You know, and tell a story that you can't cover up. Because a lot of times these days they trying to change our history and everything. They trying to take certain things out. So I create something that can't be hidden.
Right.
And if it's put up in the right place, then it's going to be there for all eyes to see.
Absolutely.
And it will surpass the test of time.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's dope. So with the paintings, are you able to mass produce them, or, you know, what do you consider as far as your production with the paintings?
Yeah, I mean, some designs, you know, I'm a graphic designer too, so everything's not just limited to what I paint. So if it's something that I see that would operate well as a t-shirt design or something like that, then I'll take it over in that platform. I have you can go to Gmatics online. That's my online store. It's all kinds of different things there that you can purchase. Right now, especially with Siobhan being on here, I have my Survivor series, and I created a whole series of shirts. I got some cards that I'm creating now, and that's solely for the community. For every color ribbon there is that represents every form of cancer, I'm doing some type of piece like that. Yeah. And then I just started doing paint and sip classes with them. We just had one not that long ago.
Now look, man, you talk fast. I gotta slow you down.
Man, we went into another realm when I'm talking about what I'm doing with the community.
But this is so let's slow it down, because I really want people to understand, what you're doing, the message you're trying to go through. And I already have it in my head, right? But the point of the show is to really let people understand what you're doing and what they can get what you want. So number one, they can go to your website. They can follow you on Instagram, and they can pick and choose from the stuff you have there. They can get customized things, give you an idea of what you want them to paint. Right. And they can come to your live paintings wherever you are, and they can find that, I guess, by following you on social media too. Yeah. One of my main questions was going to be what you just talked about. You have these different series, right? Mm-hmm. So again, in your mind, where are you getting the idea to do these series from? And then again, what series are you doing? We know cancer now, but kind of break it down for us and tell us what series you're running.
Yeah, it's just the life experiences of what I see, because I'm like, I don't want to be one of those artists where I have the talent, but I never know what I want to paint. Mm-hmm. What do people want? So I'm in the community. I'm there to see what they want. I see people out here smoking cigars and buying drinks and everything. So I'm like, you don't see a lot of paintings like that. Right. So I'm like, let me create this, and then I'm going to create it from a perspective that hasn't been seen before, and that's what grabs people's attention. So that's why I lean towards the cigar and bourbon from being in the lounges. Gotcha. The Survivor series is for people that's battling cancer. Okay. And then the only other one that I have that I hadn't spoken on yet was, the Cosmic Energy. Mm-hmm. And then I have one called Queens and Crowns. And that's just empowerment of the Black woman, because I love Black women. So that's what I'm doing with that.
Yeah, that's what's up. So with empowering the Black women, what type of pieces and what are you envision with those empowering the women? What type of pieces are you doing with that?
Well, I do. So a lot of the pieces lately, I try to do them with more darker complected women, because the community is always trying to make things seem like it's more of a struggle. Mm-hmm. So I try to promote them first. Right. I still do fairer skinned women and everything as well, because I love all shades, all colors. Right. But then a lot of people don't start with creating art with dark, and it might be harder for them to get the complexion or whatnot. Right. But I welcome challenges. So that's the reason why I do those pieces that way. And then I just create it to make them just look just outstanding. Yeah. Just make it so that it's just something that has you just stuck where you are looking at.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Mm-hmm. So with everything that you're doing, is there anything that you foresee or you really want to see come to fruition with the things you're doing? Is there any type of goals that you have that you like to accomplish? I guess we'll just say in 2022.
Yeah, that's the goal, is to strive for my solo show. I've seen a couple of colleagues of mine on the same level of where I am that's already had a few, so I'm like, it's time to throw my hat in the ring.
Gotcha. And with that, with the solo show, what we'll be looking forward with that?
More of the works that I've been working on, but just new pieces that you haven't seen.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's what it's going to be. And I'm going to do a few of them. So I got a few galleries that I'll be reaching out to so we can get the plan in play.
Okay. Now, I'm going to switch this thing all the way up. So with art, because, we talk briefly, and I always try to do things to where I'm learning on the interview just as well as everybody that's on IG and Facebook, YouTube. So with art, what does that do for you as a person? What type of, I guess, experience, mental change, how does that help you, like if it's a therapy, what do you consider art for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a stress reliever. If I can't get to the gym, then I take it out on the canvas, and whatever it is that I'm going through in life, I'm able to do that. That's why sometimes it can be difficult to, do work for other people, because the work I'm doing for other people is their energy. Mm-hmm. The energy I need to get out, I can't always take out with their work, right, because that's not what I'm feeling. Right. So, a lot of times I work on multiple pieces at a time. So whatever the emotion is that I need to get out, I'm able to take it out on the right canvas at that time.
Yeah, that's really dope. Yeah. And I mean, something I skipped over earlier too was it seems like you're self-taught, or did you have any schooling or any type of, classes or anything like that? Or is it all, because I know you say you just paint on anything, paint on this table, the shoes, clothes, whatever. So it's just like do you consider trial and error?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the education that I did have was just background stuff, knowing like different techniques.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as creating things on the manner that I create them, that's just all God given. I'm like, nobody taught me how to draw people, because you got to draw them before you can paint.
Right.
That was just something that just came. It's the God takeover. That's what I call
Absolutely. That's what's up. And in recognizing that, what is the I guess the main thing you want your customers to get from your art? Is there a message, or is there, and I know it may be different, but just like in an overall standpoint, what do you strive for your customers or people that have your art to feel or recognize or remember?
Well, I just want them to, if they like it, and I want them to appreciate it, and I want the work to be the kind of work that forces you to put it up somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a case where you just get this and you put it down.
Yeah. Being garage.
Right. I want you to be like, hey, that's a work of art right there. Be careful with that. That costs me a lot of money, because it will.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But I just want to be known for what I do, and I want to really make a name for myself.
Yeah, and you can do that, man. I mean, you got so much stuff. Any idea of how many pieces you paint by chance?
I don't know, because when I get to thinking about the stuff that's already been sold that I didn't have prints of, I'm like, I don't know. But
yeah,
when I do sit back and look at it, I'm like, that's what motivates me to keep going.
Right.
Because I'm like, it's other people that want to get this work on their walls, and it's other ideas that I have in my head that I don't see anybody else doing.
Yeah.
So I want to be the one that puts it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna answer a couple things people said in the comments. Raven say hers is front and center. I guess I'm gonna go with my mom. So the funny thing is, my grandmother's name is George, and you're from here. Do you know where your family, where they're mainly from? Because my grandmother's from Palestine, had people in different places. She was like, I wonder if there's any connection. I'm like, I don't know.
My grandmother,
never know.
I only had one grandmother that was alive while I was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Her first name was Valencia. She lived in Trinity Gardens.
Okay.
So that's originally where my dad is from. As far as any further down that family line, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'd have to go down that, ask my dad real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's side, everybody's from here, but then we have family from Louisiana as well. Feast and Monette.
Gotcha. Well, Mom, you heard that. She the family historian, man. She gonna be looking at it.
Yeah.
That's my cousin. That's my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
But no. So the other thing I want to kind of switch gears and talk about: are you into, looking forward to, or willing to do any type of mentoring or teaching, or is that something you already into?
Yeah, I already do that. I'm dabbling in it. I have a few people that have asked me about doing that, but it's like having the time available to do it.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to work with a few individuals, and mentor to them and give them some guidance when I see that they really have a passion for the work.
Right.
And I try to teach it to them from a perspective that it won't be taught in the class. And then, I find out about different contests for the young artists that they can enter into, or if we do something with my agency, I let them know about that so they can compete in that and be a part of that and feel like an artist when you're among other artists.
Gotcha.
Especially artists that are doing it on the level that you want to be on.
Correct.
That motivates them.
Yeah, that's a big thing. And so, with that being said, what is some, I guess, messages or pointers you would give to somebody who's trying to venture off into what you're doing? Have you ever? That's another question. Have you ever had that creative block? I hear people talking about the creative block. How often does that happen, or is that something that you feel like gonna happen, or what's your take on that creative block?
Okay, I know about the creative block, and that's why you want to have a niche. By having a niche, then you won't run into that, because all you need to do is create something that's different, but still along the same lines of what you're already creating. The next thing is go through your old sketch pads. If you're an artist, a lot of times we, just like other people, will write down their notes or their ideas. You need to sketch down your ideas. When you don't have an idea what you're gonna paint next, that's when you start looking through your old sketch pads, and you'll never know I just found something the other day that I completely forgot about. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. It ain't gonna take that long to do it. It's gonna make some Christmas money real quick.
Right.
So that's how you can avoid that. Having a niche, staying true to that niche, or just flipping through the pages of your sketch pads.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, if you're a certain age, you should have maybe 5 or 10 sketch pads in storage that you forgot about. Just flip through them and you'll be reminded about something that you meant to do something with and never did, and now you can.
That's what's up. That's actually a dope idea. Like you say, you relate that to taking notes. And I mean, I guess that's exactly what it is. And so, and then over the years, you just go back to that idea and that'll turn into a whole nother thing, or you'll know exactly how to finish it. So that's a real good idea right there, man. So if there's anybody that's striving to be an artist, you know, you're thinking about it, I think you should definitely put that in your back pocket, you know, and go back and look at those sketch pads and stuff like that. So if somebody wants to, I guess, get with you specifically, you know, is there any times or the best times for you? Because, you know, you're going to have people going to your page and want to get with you. I'm sure they can hit you individually, but just in general, is there any specific time that you think works best for you?
After 6. After 6. I'll periodically check my messages and everything, and I'll get with people. But, you know, I get off my regular 9 to 5 around at the latest 4 o'clock. And then I hit the gym, and then after that, then I'm working. So, yeah, after 6.
Gotcha. And with your process, man, have you developed a niche in your process or a certain protocol with how you go about creating things? Is that something that you find yourself repeatedly doing, something that becomes your norm when it comes to your paintings?
Only when I'm dealing with clients. When it comes to me, I just let it flow. You know, if it's something that I hadn't done before, I sketch it, you know, so before I put it on the canvas, so I make sure it comes out right. Because once you're doing it on the canvas, it's not really a lot of room for error. Right. I know how to fix things, but a new artist may not. So that's something that you want to do to avoid those mistakes.
Gotcha.
So that's what I do.
That's cool. I want to talk about our girl Raven a little bit more, man. We were out there this past weekend, and you got a chance to jump in on that wall.
Finish putting my stamp on.
Exactly. You was talking about that the other day, and so I know you have some ideas. So we definitely want to shout out to Brown Sugar Cafe and Books over in Katy off of Fry Road, and what is that street? Raven, if you still listening, you put up on the street. Keith Harrow.
Yeah,
he said Keith Haney.
Because I got lost going over there, so I know.
Off of Fry and Keith Harrow is the name of the street. Fry and Keith Harrow, and it's North Fry, because my man, he was like, man, she got to tell everybody it's North Fry.
Yes,
you know, that's something you definitely want to keep a note of. Make sure you put in North Fry and Keith Harrow behind the Shell gas station and the Burger King. There's an amazing wall, a mural that's been put up by our girl, Ms. Jasmine Chanel, and then also the community had their hands in painting on that, man. What does that type of experience do for you, man, when you have this large mural that, you know, everybody incorporates and has their part in, and, you know, what did that do for you?
Oh, yeah, I love doing anything with the community where it can be seen on a level like that.
Right.
You know, I love doing things like that. I have a few that I've painted, so, yeah, I love doing those.
Absolutely.
Murals.
Absolutely. So if you get a chance to go by and check that out, you definitely want to do that. And, you know, keep an eye out for the events where we'll have coming up where people can go and come and be a part of the community and finish up that mural. You know, she said we're going to paint the Obamas next. I told her to make sure she lets me know. And then Jasmine Chanel, she has a couple of ideas. But the idea behind the wall is a mural where we're putting up our brown colored people and paying homage to them in the form of a mural. And it's a really, really, really dope piece that's already up. Unfinished, but you would think it's already finished. But it's just gonna keep building on, and it'll be an amazing project once it's all said and done. So the other thing I wanted to ask you about, man, was in the process and going through all these different paintings that you're doing, do you find yourself falling in love with something more than you do the other? And is that something that you have to balance, or is it just at this point just easy for you to do whatever comes to you? Is there certain projects that you love more than the others?
Yeah, and that's the reason why I was kind of trying to take a step back away from doing commissions for people.
Okay.
Because that's their vision that I'm creating.
Right.
But like if I'm trying to do these solo shows, I need to have time to create those pieces.
Gotcha.
So I'm trying to focus on that so I can get that work together.
Now tell me, so Explain that a little bit more. The solo shows, like, what is the, for people who don't really understand art, what solo shows are, like, what are you really doing with that experience there?
What that is it's an experience where you can come in to see just my work. It's not a matter of being a part of something else that may be broadcast or features several artists. This would just be my work. So that's what I want. I want you to walk into the space, no matter what room you walk into. If it's something that you want to purchase, it's something that's being purchased from me.
Gotcha.
So that's my objective.
Yeah. Solo show. Everything featured is going to be GMADIXX, which reminds me of the thing I was going to ask in the very beginning. This name, GMADIXX, what is that? How did you come up with that?
All right. So, that was something that I've always battled with, because some people would be like, man, don't use just your regular name as your art name for business purposes. And you want to keep that separate from your personal and your business and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So when I was in college, I was going to school to do graphic design. So the G comes from my last name being George, and also represents God. When you look at my logo, it looks like an eye. It's representative of the all-seeing eye of God. So that's the reason why my logo looks like that. And it forms the G for my name and everything, my fraternal order and things of that nature. So that's where that comes from, and it's all incorporated into one. The GMADIXX portion of it was just the graphics aspect of it, so then I just put that together, GMADIXX.
Gotcha.
And then it was GMADIXX Art and Design. And I thought the title was too long, so then I was just like GMADIXX Art.
GMADIXX Art.
Yeah, because that's like I'm not doing as much graphics as I am the art aspect of it, so that's why I lean more on that.
Gotcha.
GMADIXX Art.
Yeah, that's got a meaning behind it. That's dope. That's what I want everybody to know, like, the full meaning of everything, man. You know what I'm saying? So there's people that have probably seen you for the first time. Me hearing it for the first time, it's important. Just make sure you get that whole story out. So want to give you the floor if there's anything in particular I'm not asking or something that you want to share. Now's your time to share that information. If there's anything in particular you'd like to share about art, because I named the show Expression Through Art, and just allowing you to tell your story. So is there anything that stands out in your mind that you'd like to share?
I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be here. My motto is inhale, expression, exhale, creativity. Because that's what I do on the canvas. Whatever I'm experiencing in life, I pour that out on the canvas, and I want people to be able to feel the emotion that I'm trying to communicate.
Yeah.
I understand, and what I try to explain and teach to other artists is that this is a power that you have, and you have to be responsible with your gift.
Yeah.
Just don't put anything out there just because you can do it. If you want to communicate a message and it be something supportive of your community, this is something that will surpass your life. So always keep that in mind when you're creating this work.
Yeah.
I always try to be responsible and respectful to whoever it is I'm creating for whatever my agenda is.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I would say. Just be careful what you give.
Man, that's dope. And that's deep too, when you really sit down and think about that, which leads me to another question. And you don't have to answer if you don't want to, right? Because it's something that I debated and kind of talked about with a friend of mine who has some of the same gifts that you have, but more on the design side. And they're willing to turn down opportunities, I guess I would call them, because it's not about the money. If it's something that they're like, man, I'm not really feeling that, I don't want to do that. I don't want my name attached. It's more of the idea. I don't want my name attached to that. So how do you feel about that?
I'm the same way.
You same way?
Yeah, because I'm in a position where I can refuse work.
Right.
I'm not desperate to the point where I got to take something that I wouldn't feel comfortable about just because they're going to pay me.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so you ain't feeling you ain't going to do it. So you believe in that as well, too. And that goes back to the protecting your name deal. And I think that's definitely probably in some cases, like you said, you're at a position where you can refuse work.
Right.
And I don't even think it needs to be about whether or not you can refuse work or able to refuse the work. I think people should stand on that at all times. You know what I'm saying? Because, you never know where you'll miss the boat just by doing something because desperate for money or need the money or something like that, because that can cause problems down the line for you. And, just create the wrong energy and vibes and stuff like that, in doing so. So, man, Gmatics art, you know, I call this the commercial for you, you know. So talk about who you are and what you do again, and I'm gonna put all the information up on the screen. We'll give everybody a chance to go and follow and stuff like that.
All right, so Gmatics art, y'all can catch me at the Houston Museum of African American Culture, or you can catch me at Mr. X Lounge on Mondays, tonight O2 Lounge on Thursdays. Let me see, Instagram, Gmatics art, Facebook, Gmatics art, website, gmaticsart.com.
Yeah, we'll put that up. So, you know, got my man SNATER George, owner of Gmatics Art and Design. We're gonna still say that since we got up on the screen, and go to the website and follow him there, and also follow him on all the social media platforms, like he said, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You see it flowing at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, TikTok too.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah. Are you doing any creative videos there?
Oh man, I got you, man. Trying to keep up with the change of the times and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, give you something more interesting to look at than just a picture. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And give us some tidbits. This is the reason I want to talk about design. Being a designer, what do you have? Because there's a lot of things that even I don't know, and you know, things like that. What is your mind frame when it comes to the way the world is moving right now, and with the social media and the TikTok and the Instagram? Do you feel like it's overwhelming to you, or do you think that's something that is awesome and something that you really need to indulge in to get your work out there?
I think because I'm a 70s baby, I'm like caught in the middle. You know, so it's like sometimes it can be overwhelming, but I'm young enough to the point to where I need to be able to keep up.
Right.
You know, so it's like, it's some things that I'm like, I really don't want to fool with, but there's other times that I know that I have to sit down and then just really just look at it. I mean, they kind of make it a little easier because we got the YouTube videos. You don't necessarily have to just read stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, and once you learn it, once you do it, then it's not so tedious.
Right.
It's just jumping into it fresh.
Yeah.
So you just got to get in there and play with it. And then once you play with it, then, you know, it's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, man, we appreciate you sharing your story and telling your story.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, for sure.
This was fun.
He said it's fun. Absolutely. And, man, my mom is always active. What's she saying? That she said, that's good. My dad used to always tell me to watch how you carry yourself. In other words, respect the family name. There's always somebody watching. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, definitely got to protect that last name and your family name. So we appreciate you giving us your insight. And again, you know, I give you the opportunity to say any last words if there's anything else that you want to share. But we want to make sure people understand now when they come to these events, like you have the event tonight, give them an idea of the atmosphere and what they can expect, and you know what you'll be doing.
The atmosphere tonight is casual, but it's grown and sexy. So I'm like, that's the best way that I can put it. Other times, more or less, it's just casual if you just come in to view the art. Right now, I don't have any black tie events right now. We just had one at the Houston Museum of African American Culture a month ago. But I don't have anything right now. It's probably coming to the end of the year. You know, everybody has a lot of things lined up for next year. So all access, shout out to Bird. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. They normally have shows for artists that promote artists at Finn Hall. They got one coming up January 15th. I plan on throwing my hat in. I ain't reached out to him yet, but he know who I am. I'm going to be there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I got some new work for you.
And hopefully you'll still be on board with me in the poetry show.
Course,
you know what I'm
Come
saying?
on,
we got some shows lined up, man. So big shouts out to all of my poetry artists and everybody that's been down with. I think we did about 8 shows in 2021. All of them was dope and off the chain. So I appreciate you guys again being part of those shows and expressing yourself through the form of poetry. We have a lot more to look forward to in 2021. You know, and it's the holidays, man. You doing anything special, or is there anything you want to throw out there for Christmas gifts, or just tell them to go to the website, man?
Yeah, just go to the website.
Absolutely. Go to the website, man. Get you some art that you can put in your home, in your business. Refer some people, because that's what it's all about, man. I hope you gain at least one customer from being on this show. You know, that's what it's all about, man.
All this work is for sale. It's for sale.
Absolutely. And I like the idea behind the Nike shoes. Yeah. We're going to talk about that. But you guys, keep striving, keep doing what you're doing, and definitely pay attention. Again, I have to shout out to Dr. P in the audience. He's up here supporting us both. We have the Mind Matters podcast show this evening at 6:30. It's all about mental health and wellness. It's called Check the Mind, Check the DM. You know, everybody's checking these DMs, but Check the DM stands for Check the Mind. Because if you don't take a mental health and wellness break, you will find yourself breaking down. So you definitely want to be mindful of just your state of mind, your state of existence, your state of being. And that's what we talk about on the show. And one of the things that we have to address and be intentional about is we don't want the show to be so heavy, but with everything that affects us when it comes to mental health and wellness, it's heavy conversation. But we lighten it up. You know, we have our coping with Stella moments. So we're going to drink a little wine, help you understand that there's different stages, there's different things that we like to talk about and make plain and clear on the show. So we're definitely going to do that each and every week. You guys definitely want to tune in this evening. I'll put that information up here on the screen right now. And we're going to close out, talk about a couple other things. But my main thing, man, is being just grateful for this past 2021 and all the different things that have come about from this past year. So everybody's been dealing with COVID, all the changes and, you know, just the different mindsets that you have to go into and being intentional about all the things that you do. That's what it's all about. And as it relates to the Reach podcast show, it's about storytelling. So don't be afraid to tell your story. You don't have to do it here on this show, but if you want to, reach out. But just the idea of sharing some things that you're going through, man, you don't know how much that can help and how much that encourage other people to not only push through, maybe share their story and be more influenced and be more mindful about all the things that you experience and that you go through, and just help you through. That's the main thing, help you through. So as you see, you can catch us every week streaming on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. On Facebook, also Instagram, and you also can follow us on Instagram. You'll see the Instagram there, and also the email is what I was trying to say. You can send any message that you have there, and all three of us, myself, Dr. P, and my man David Manning, we like to give you guys as much information as you need. Both of them are professionals when it comes to the art of, not the art, but the background of psychiatry and counseling and all those different things. And myself, I come from the layman's perspective, asking those questions that people might sometimes not think about, don't want to ask, but we definitely asking those things. So check out the Mind Matters podcast show this evening at 6:30 and be tied in. Man, is there anything you want to mention that you've been grateful for, something that just jumps out at you from this past year?
I'm grateful for progression. You know, I'm grateful for new friends. Yeah. And new connections and everything, and I just want to keep pushing forward.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. I'm grateful basically for the same thing, man. Mm-hmm. Progression is definitely, I guess, the one-word summary for 2021. Mm-hmm. We've all been hit with certain things, and we have to keep progressing and moving forward. So definitely grateful for that, and just grateful, as they say, waking up another day. You know, God allowing us to be here and giving us the strength and the mindset to keep moving forward. And I'm grateful for this new circle, this new platform, the new connections we're making, and everybody that's connecting with us. Mm-hmm. And for everybody that's watching, I want to talk about next week, man. You definitely want to be tuned in next week. We have another gentleman. Appreciate you being here in the audience, man. If you want to step over here in the camera, you can. If not, we'll just talk about it. Be ready for another show next week that is going to be awesome, off the chain. My man, Mr. Dexter Powell Jr., he's going to be sharing his story and his life and just pouring it all out there. And you want to keep a lookout for a book that he has published that he's giving away and has the idea of giving over. I don't want to speak wrong. How many copies are we looking to give away right now? Because I know you're doing it in different regions.
100,000 in this region.
100,000 in this region. And you just gave away how many?
10,000 in Michigan.
10,000 in Michigan. My man has been down here for a week, 2 weeks, just 1 week. It's fresh here from Michigan for 1 week. Mr. Dexter Powell Jr. Here sharing his story. The book is called Young King. You have a book with you? Yeah. You'll grab that for me? I'm going to just put it up on the screen. Okay. Just want to talk about this story and give y'all a preview of this. We're going to talk about everything as it relates to what he's doing, why he's doing it, and how he's moving. But this is the book that we'll be talking about next week. Book by Mr. Dexter Powell Jr. called Young King. And just going through the story behind this book, the reason behind this book, and he's looking to give it away. Also, Diamond Fit Nutrition is running a toy drive. So she is the hub for Toys for Tots. So if you have any toys that you want to drop off and deliver, come right here to 2681 Highway 6 South, Diamond Fit Nutrition. Tawana, we'll bring her in here for a minute and talk a little bit more about, you ain't got to get on the screen, just come here, I got a question. We definitely want people to drop off toys for the Toys for Tots. Tell me the information. You ain't got to get on the screen, but if you want to, you can. You said something next week, something you was doing next week.
Yes, so next week we'll be putting together our first annual toy drive, and we're partnering up with some other sponsors. So that detailed information will be put out today.
Absolutely.
Toys for Tots ended on the 11th, but we are keeping it going because we know there's so many kids out there that are in unfortunate situations, and we're going to do all that we can to make sure that they have an amazing holiday.
Absolutely. Thank you, baby. CEO of Diamond Fit Nutrition. We're going to be doing some things next week, so that'll be another part of the show. We'll be highlighting things that they're doing here, man. And just going over just a few things, man. Wrapping up the year, summarizing the year, and we just wish everybody a strong mental health and wellness situation. Just keep striving, keep praying, keep pushing, and just know that there's better days to come. Big shouts out to my man, SNATER George, for everything you're doing in the community. And so, again, if you're looking to partner up, if you're looking to do some projects, I'm all about that. It's all about doing things for the community, helping our young become better as they grow up and be young kings and queens. And also our kings and queens now, we want you to reach back and give back, pay it forward for our younger people, man. So that's what it's all about for me. You have anything lastly you want to say, brother?
No, man, thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. Our man, SNATER George, the owner of Gmatics Art and Design. So get with him, check him out at the event. Go and smash the follow button right now on Instagram, TikTok, and also Facebook. Get connected with him so you'll understand. And you always going live. You know, that's one thing he does. So whenever he's doing something live, maybe you can pull up or you can just watch what he's doing some amazing things. So you guys stay connected to the Reach Podcast Show each and every Thursday morning. We're going to be on next week, and then we'll be off for, I think it's a week or two, and then we'll be kicking it back in at the new year, man. So, again, I'm LeVar Ellis with SNATER George. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and thanks for everything that y'all doing. Come back next week for another amazing show. We appreciate y'all.